Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page for Monday, the 16th of October. I am Curtis Morton. In our headlines, regional Super 50 bowls off tomorrow, and in our feature for this evening, SKN netball manager pleased with team's placement. We'll take this break and I'll be right back.
That is how I come in. Mama, me and choking. Me afraid nobody. Watch me.
The Social Services Seniors Recreational Group presents Creativity in Galore Seniors Sports Meet. The date, Tuesday 24th October 2023. The venue, the E.T. Willett Park. The time, 12:30 p.m. sharp. Admission, adults $10, children $5. The distinguished patron is Miss Delorious Beats. The meet commences with a fantastic dance pass starting at 12:30 p.m. on the button. Races include Lyman Spoon, pull on the shirt, hit the ball the furthest, beanbag throw, relays, speed walking, sprints. Yes, I did say sprints. And then those good old take me back races like water on the head and taking the bundle of wood. Then there's dancing with the ball. Exhibition races include eat the melon, hula whoop, pin up the shirt, and socks and shoes. Come and jump and spree with the seniors in 2023. Support one of the free houses on show, Blue Magic, Pink Panthers, or Lilac Warriors. Hey, who are you call all? They're the venerable seniors, if you please.
With a tune to beat, tune to sing. In the street, thing to swing.
Well, I'm back and we start with cricket. Cricket West Indies has confirmed the squads for the 7 of the 8 teams that will participate in the CG United Super 50 Cup. The combined campuses and college CCC squad will be named after the ongoing preparation and selection camp in Trinidad. The 50-over tournament will officially bowl off tomorrow, Tuesday, 17th October, with the opening match between home team Trinidad and Tobago Red Force and Triple C at the Queen's Park Oval at 9 a.m. Also on Tuesday, the Guyana Happy Eagles will face the Windward Islands Volcanoes at the Brian Lara Academy in the first televised match at 1 p.m. The tournament will feature 31 matches to be played at 3 venues: the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, the Queen's Park Oval, and the Sir Frank Worrell Cricket Grounds at the University of the West Indies. And so the confirmed squads: Barbados Pride, Shy Hope Captain, Craig Brathwaite, Sharma Brooks, Ruston Chase, Dominic Drakes, Akeem Jordan, Javed Leacock, Kyle Mayers, Jair McAllister, Zachary McCaskey, Ruston Primus, Raymond Reefer, Keema Smith, Jamel Warwick, and Vasper Drakes is the head coach. Guyana Happy Eagles, Verasemi Pamal captain, Tevin Imlak vice captain, Kevlin Anderson, Ransford Beaton, Tajinarain Shandapal, Chandrapal Hemraj, Shimron Hetmaya, Gudakish Moti, Shervain Rutherford, Quentin Sampson, Kimal Savory, Mario Shepard, Kevin Sinclair, Niall Smith, Ryan Hercules is the head coach. Jamaica Scorpions, Robman Powell captain, Fabian Allen, Brad Barnes, Jermaine Blackwood, Nkrumah Bonner, Dennis Bully, Sheldon Cottrell, Nicholson Gordon, Andre McCarthy, Kirk McKenzie, Shalom Parnell, Jevor Royal, Odin Smith, Chadwick Walton, Nikita Miller head coach. The Leeward Islands Hurricanes, Alzari Joseph captain, Raheem Cornwall vice captain, Joel Andrew, Casey Carty, Terence Ward, Daniel Durham, Kareem Gore, Justin Graves, Jamal Hamilton, Kofi James, Jeremiah Louis, Kyron Powell, O'Shane Thomas, Hayden Walsh Jr., Stuart Williams, the head coach. Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, Darren Bravo captain, Joshua Da Silva vice captain, Yannick Correa, Mark Dale, Shannon Gabriel, Terence Hines, Akil Hussein, Evan Lewis, Jason Mohammed, Sunil Narayan, Kijon Utley, Kerry Peer, Jaden Seals, Stian Webster, and David Forlong is the head coach. The West Indies Academy, Naim Young captain, Akeem August, Joshua Bishop, Teddy Bishop, Carlon Boyne Tuckett, McKenny Clark, Matthew Ford, Leonardo Julian, Johan Lane, Kimari Milius, Matthew Nandu, Ashmi Ned, Kevin Pittman, Kevin Wickham, Andre Coley is the head coach. The win was Volcanoes, Andre Fletcher captain, Alec Athanase vice captain, Sunil Ambry, Johnson Charles, Daryl Cyrus, Kenneth Dembar, Shadrach Descarty, Larry Edward, Kavem Hodge, Ryan John, Sherman Lewis, Jeremiah Solanzo, Sharma Springer, Tevin Walcott, Kenroy Peters is the head coach. The 18th of October, the Leewards will take on Jamaica Scorpions. That's on Wednesday at 1 p.m. We'll take this break and I'll be back with our feature for this evening.
You're moving on a Mr. Killer representing full 100 for MTV. Nevis television, you tell me about this television? Yo, I tell you about this television. This is the biggest and the baddest television. Remember, yo, Nevis television, Mr. Killer said, pick up something, anything. Nevis television said, run with it.
Well, I'm back, and tonight netball is in the spotlight. The St. Kitts and Nevis netball team returned home recently after participating in the ECCB OACS Regional Netball Championship. We shared this exclusive interview with manager Alistair Thompson.
Last time we were here and spoke with Alistair Thompson. The SKN team was off to Antigua, and he had some bold predictions, of course. And the team, we understood, was very fit and ready for the tournament. Alistair, having gone through the tournament, how do you feel the practice, the training, the readiness that you talked about? How did that work out in Antigua?
Curtis, good evening to the viewers, and I must say good evening and thanks for your support while we were in Antigua for 10 days. The training is what took us through. That tournament. It was a rough tournament, playing sometime twice per day, playing games 2 o'clock in the boiling sun. It had to be in the training and the fitness that took us through that.
How did the girls stand up generally? Did you have a lot of substitutions, injuries, that kind of stuff to deal with?
Well, the game that we played at 2 o'clock, I can tell you 2 of our players fainted on the court. I mean, they had the doctor work overtime on that day, along with the trainer. So it was harsh condition. It's what it was. We lost that game, I think, by 4 goals. It was hard, but it's what it is.
And that reminds me that the doctor and the trainer, they must be congratulated. Apparently, they really had some serious work to do.
Well, I think they work overtime. This tournament shows up a lot of injuries on these girls. I'm talking about at least 6, 7 of them was plagued with injuries. Some old injuries that popped back up, some new injuries. And so the doctor and the trainer, they work overtime. A lot of people don't even understand. Sometime at the after game in the morning, the trainer work right up until 4, 5 o'clock on these girls to have them ready for the game at 6 or 7 o'clock. So they work, and we want to thank them.
You promised me the championship trophy. You had some close games. Talk us through some of these games.
Because you got to want something bad enough to go for it. Let's take the Dominica game that we lost by 4 goals. That was a game we should have won. We should have won that game. Again, I think after we had the incident with the 2 ladies fainting on the court, I think the whole team started to check themselves and pull back, and I think that's where the game just slipped away from us in that game. St. Lucia game, we were down in the last quarter. I think the girls determined that they wanted that game. The last quarter, I could remember one Shinette on the bench in the third quarter, and she said, I need to get back on the court. And she went back on, and they decided they rally as a team, and they decided they wanted it, and they took it. And I think that was the spirit at that game. The Antigua game, another game we should have won. By 3 goals. And not only losing the game by 3, we lose 3rd place in the tournament by that same 3 goals. And so it was hard, but again, when the game, one of the disadvantages of this tournament, I must say though, there was no time clock. So at no point in the game, you know how much time gone and how much leave. Yeah, I don't know. I spoke to the umpire about that, and they have a buzzer on them. So when the time is up, the buzzer goes off, and they just blow off. So at no point. And so, you know, coming down to the last 2 minutes, you could say, okay, let's push ourselves. You didn't know which part of the game you were. And I think that was a disadvantage. Not that we are complaining, because all teams had to deal with it, but I believe, and it's not just St. Kitts Nevis, I heard other teams complaining about that. It was a disadvantage.
So the teams that were kind of out of your range, maybe Barbados, but you had them 7-0. You had Barbados shaking in their boots.
Well, Barbados is an international team. They rank, I think, number 13 in the world. And so leading Barbados by 7 at any point is a good feeling. But again, their skills, their fitness, these are ladies who go gym every single day. You know, their fitness, their skills, their experience is going to kick in. And I think that was the only game I think we should have lost, the Barbados game. All the other games were in our reach. I think the girls them give away some, and some was taken from us.
And so, generally speaking, you'll say that the team did pretty well.
Well, if we run our mind back to February of last year when we were in Dominica, we were beaten by every team like as a bongo drum. Wow. The lowest of team, Dominica, beat us last year. We lost every single game last year, and not just losing the game, we lost them badly. This year, as I said to you before I leave here, we were going to compete. Not just participate, and I believe the girls competed well.
Poor Montserrat. Everybody beat up on Montserrat. What are your thoughts? Could they get some help? Do they have some potential?
Well, Montserrat have been out of netball. They are not even a member of the World Netball. They're just rebuilding. And so, yes, that will happen. But if they keep at it, I can tell you in the next 2-3 years, we'll be hearing about Montserrat highly. All the teams beat them up. I mean, I remember one game they scored 25, and the way they went on in the stand, you swear they had won the tournament, because before that, all the game they were 11. And so they really had a ball that night when they scored 25.
Wow. So what's the next move from here? Because I understand you're already back in training again.
Yes, we are in training. We travel on Wednesday. We're going to St. Martin for a tournament, the Battle of the Saints in St. Martin from the 19th to the 22nd. That's going to be a rough one. We're talking about like 8 games in 4 days. And so the girls, we're trying to get them mentally ready for that tournament. So we leave on Wednesday morning and return on Monday evening.
What about those injuries? 6 injured, etc. How are they going to prepare for this by Wednesday?
Well, I leave that to the trainer and the doctor who is working overtime. I think some of them would have done some x-rays and so forth, just to make sure that how they are not broken bones and is something that they can play with. Yes. And so since we have returned, some of them would have done x-rays, some would have gone to massages and so forth to make sure they're up and ready. And so we'll be traveling with 11 of those players. I think it's only one not going.
What about the other teams in this Battle of the Saints? Could you just name them first?
Well, I know St. Martin is in, Bivia is in, Guadeloupe is in, and somehow I believe Anguilla. But I know those along with St. Kitts Nevis. So it's either 4 or 5 teams in this tournament. And I must say it's a tournament that we think we can win.
Okay. Well, Ali, I certainly look forward to this time seeing the championship trophy. 4th spot ain't bad, you know. 4th spot based on the competition that I saw, because we saw a lot of it on YouTube. The competition was pretty stiff, I must tell you. Maybe even more than maybe you anticipated. I thought the other teams were pretty good as well. So I'm looking forward to a trophy this time, a championship trophy.
Yes, and again, when you take a team like St. Vincent, this would have been their 4th tournament for this year. They have been in training weeks after week after week. We were just in training for 6 weeks, and we have pulled the team together. There's still some other players out there that we are trying to get into the team, but we are hoping that even after this tournament, once or twice per week, I can have these girls stay in training. Yeah, we had a meeting last night, and we discussed going forward that we're going to try to keep them in training. Yes, and so that's what we are looking. It's a lot of work, Curtis. It's a lot of work. It's costly, but we want to put in the work because the ladies has promised me that St. Lucia next year, they're coming back with a trophy.
Nice.
Finally, I did say, wrapping up with the St. Martin trip, but Grenada beating St. Vincent and taking championship honors. Your thoughts on that?
Well, Curtis, that's not a surprise to me, to be honest. This tournament is in its 3rd stage, 3rd year. Grenada would have won it the first year, and then they did not enter last year. And so St. Vincent won. But Grenada came back with the intention of taking, they had shirt printed. If you realize Grenada had shirt 2023 champs. So they come with that intention of winning this tournament. They have the players, they have been in training, and they took it. I think St. Vincent really I think they were overconfident, to be honest. I believe St. Vincent were overconfident. And so they took Grenada lightly, but Grenada stuck to their game plan, and they came out on top. And I believe they deserve to win.
Well, thank you much, Ali, for the update, and we look forward to a nice report coming out of St. Martin shortly.
Thank you very much, Curtis, and we're asking the public to continue to support. It's a building process. Last year we were atrocious, but we are building. We are improving. As I sat in the lobby sometime and you hear the umpires and the different managers talking, and they're saying, if St. Kitts Nevis didn't have to fight with these injuries, they were going to be a force to reckon with this year. And they could just imagine what's going to happen in the future. And that is what we are looking for. We are trying to build a proper team that in the future, when we came in at the airport, one lady asked me, what did you come? I said, 4th. She said, well, it's a long time St. Kitts Nevis ain't come nothing. But we are in the rebuilding state. I believe we have the caliber of girls to do the job. And so we just need to keep working. So we want to ask you to continue to support the Netball Association, the St. Kitts Nevis national team. And we're going to make you proud one day.
Thank you, Ali, and thank you for your hard work.
Thank you very much, Curtis.
Well, that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.